Alright guys, today we are riding the 2022 GSX-S1000GT Plus. That is with the colored match bags. I've been really excited to ride this bike actually. I love sport touring bikes. This has this one-click start, so boots right over. It does have power modes, traction control, quick shifter. So we're about to enjoy a little bit of this Suzuki magic right here. Already I can tell this engine is butter smooth. Definitely firing on all four. Our service team goes through all the bikes, so honestly that's nothing special, but something that of course is good to know before you pick something up, especially if we ship this thing out of state. Comfort wise, it's definitely feels like a cross between a sport bike, a naked bike, and something like a BMW, you know, K1600, K1200. I mean, this bike has a lot more download torque than I expected from a four-cylinder, which I suppose is a lot better fit for the sport touring category. This bike has Suzuki's version of some sort of CarPlay Connect thing. It's called My Spin. I'll let you do your own research on that, but that's what this bike comes with as far as like features on the dash, as well as adjustable traction control, adjustable power modes, and all that stuff. That is pretty cool. This bike also has a quick shifter. We're about to feel out in a second. Oh man, this thing sounds absolutely nasty. You know, for a completely stock bike, I've noticed Suzuki's feel and sound very, very not stock. I cannot imagine you needing more power even with the 2-up on this bike. This thing is fantastic. Wow. It maneuvers really well. Probably has a little bit more rebound than I personally like, but I'm getting very, very particular at that point. And it has fully adjustable suspension, so if that's a problem, it's one that can be solved. Wind protection wise, I'm definitely getting a lot of wind protection on my chest. I'm not getting as much on the shoulders, so if you're looking for kind of a full bubble, you might want to do something a little bit more extreme than what it has here. Oh, this thing revs so fast. Yeah, yep. This bike is very fun. This is the bike that you have your wife on the back and you guys just get done with an absolute ridiculous section of road and the back roads, and your wife's either really happy about how good you just rode or she's really upset about how good you just rode. I totally imagine that situation happening here. My girlfriend is one that comes from motorcycles, so she's probably more on the prior side of things. She's probably more excited about how I just took that corner. Yeah, comfort wise, I have no complaints on this bike so far. It feels much more comfortable than the average sport bike. I'd say for what sport touring bikes are supposed to be, this is gonna absolutely nail it for somebody. Gosh, that quick shifter is so fun to use. Going over bumps and stuff, it's definitely stiffer. It's a stiffer bike. Now, adjustable suspension is a thing, but it doesn't bail you out of everything. Still getting used to this clutch. But yeah, splitting lanes, I was very confident there coming through the lane. I feel like these bags are really they're smaller, you know, and I definitely like that as far as splitting lanes and making this more of a sport bike. So if that's what you're going for, cross between cruiser, sport bike, this bike is gonna do it. It's maneuverable, even though it is a little bit heavy. Quick shifter sounds awesome. I'm gonna Can't wait to see what this guy does. All right, good boy. The quick shifter is definitely smoother under heavy load. It's not quite like BMW's quick shifter where no matter what speed you're doing or how much load you're putting, it's just gonna bang through that gear. Not quite the same here. Also, the brakes are excellent. That's Brembo branded brakes. They gave me no issues coming up to a stop right now. Let's do a little pull. Yep, I could feel traction control helping me out a little bit there. I'm sure if you turn that off, this bike will want to wheelie. For some, that's a good thing. For some, it's a sign to maybe go with a slower bike to learn it first, or maybe something that's just a little bit easier to ride. But yeah, if you're going for this bike without experience, you've ended up on the wrong side of the internet. 1000s are bad enough, but you're just adding weight to the back of the 1000 at this point. Yeah, this bike is very enjoyable to ride. It's just so easy. Instant torque, which is what I'm looking for when I think of a sport touring bike. I don't want to be caught up on a hill with a 2-up and I'm getting cars coming up my rear end, you know, from being impatient. No, this bike will absolutely boogie off the line, man. I just cannot imagine much that will keep up with this thing. So, final impressions about the GSX-S1000GT Plus. Comfort-wise, it's pretty good. If you're looking for, you know, long range, like, you know, you're going cross-country, it could get a little bit heavy on the wrists and lower back, especially if you're a little bit older. If you're going for something, yeah, as far as performance goes, this thing absolutely moves, man. I mean, it's so smooth. Quick shifter is awesome. It works well. The traction controls definitely help as well. It's not a wheelie control. It's not advertised as that. But most traction control systems will do something with wheelies, and this bike is no exception. So overall, I actually really enjoy this bike. It's everything I thought it would be. 10 out of 10.